Greetings and welcome. Today we have a very special guest, Dr. John Tuccillo, Chief Economist for Florida Realtors, with a review of the recent recovery. And he'll be joined by Illustrated Properties Senior Vice President Tom Day. And as we say in the real estate business, location, location, location. Ocean views near the best dining and entertainment. Sounds good until you walk into a dated interior with off-the-wall colors and patterns, olive green appliances, and shag carpet. But no worries. Aaron Chandler has a plan to revise, remodel, and appreciate the value of any home. This and much more. But first, let's welcome our weekly contributor, Tom Day, with our very special, hello Tom, our very special guest, John Tuccillo, for the Chief Economist of Florida Realtors. What does that entail, being Chief Economist?
Well, I think basically, Kurt, it has really three aspects to it. One is running a research department, which is what we do and for the most part. Number two is being a public face for economic issues for Florida Realtors. And the third thing is just internal management issues. But I'm basically the spokesperson for Florida Realtors Economic Matters.
And with Tom Day here, he has a bunch of questions for you.
Well, I must say, first of all, I'm thrilled to have someone with his credentials. And the real question our agents ask and their clients, they hear a lot about the national economy as relevant to housing, but not so much about specifics for Florida. So could you tell us all about 2013 and why it was such a good year?
Well, 2013, we saw home sales increase by about 10%. Prices were up by about 15%. And it really was a continuation of recovery that in fact started somewhere in 2010. So the Florida real estate market has been increasing and improving since 2010. I think essentially there were two major causes for this. Of course, low interest rate helps, and we had that background. But specifically to Florida, number one, we have seen an in-migration of folks where they left during the bust. They're coming back now, and we're beginning to see that in-migration. And those are folks who are coming from other parts of the United States and from foreign countries who are looking for homes, who are buying homes. The second reason, and somewhat related to this, is that job growth in Florida has been terrific. For the last 3 years plus, we've seen steady increases in jobs, and not only in the traditional tourist and hospitality type industries that we thrive on, but also in things like trade, manufacturing, even construction. We've seen pretty much across the board continuous increase in Florida employment. And when employment's good, real estate's good. You cannot separate the two.
So you now are starting to see builders coming back into the market and creating more homes.
Yeah, very clearly investors came into Florida and they basically bought up the low-priced inventory. Well, now we have folks, because the economy is growing, because jobs are growing, we now have folks who are looking for homes in that price range. Builders see an unmet demand, and they're now building in that $100,000 to $200,000 category, which is now the area where inventories are very low because of investors.
So why did they buy up all the low-priced homes? Why not buy up some of the higher-priced homes? Aren't the percentages the same in terms of profit?
No, it's really a bottom-line difference. I mean, you start with the fact that most investments, the big investors, are getting money for free. I mean, with the Fed's policy now, interest rates are effectively zero for large operators. That's number one. Number two is we were drastically underpriced in Florida. There was a deep discount. They saw the market was about to turn. They figured, let's get in now. When you buy a lower priced house, you have a greater chance of renting it. So you fix it up a little bit if it needs be, you put it on the market, so you have a low initial price, you have a low cost of money, you have a rental cash flow, and at the end you have some appreciation in the house so that when you sell it, you make money on that end. When you put all that together and put it in a pro forma, the bottom line looked really good to investors. And so they came into Florida, they bought up the lower priced homes. Now what we're seeing is as prices rise in the state, as interest rates tend to be a little bit higher, as other alternatives present themselves, we're finding that the calculus does not make sense anymore for investors. So we're seeing less investment in Florida real estate now than we had, say, a year or 2 years ago. And that means the market is transitioning from investor activity to owner occupants.
Well, I'd have to say we see that too. I guess you'd say flipping is gone. And we're seeing more traditional home ownership
Right.
as the reason people are buying.
Right. There is a kind of flipping going on, but it's really actually a good flipping. It's a guy who comes in and actually adds value to a house. You know, he'll come in and add a room or spruce it up, put in, you know, whatever, and raise the value of the house and then sell it very quickly, but for value, not necessarily the old, you know, buy it at 3 o'clock, sell it at 3:15, make $50,000 in the boom days.
Okay. John, we have so many more questions for you. Can we ask you to come back next week? Because we have some questions about strategies for 2014 and 2015 about what homeowners and buyers and sellers should be doing. Can we get you to
I'll
do
check
that?
my date book and get back to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
John,
I'll be
thank
here.
you.
I'll
Tom,
be
we'll
here.
talk to you a
Yeah,
little
my
bit
pleasure.
later.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.